Right guys, Gaffed is back. Now, I've done a few tricks in the past with a Sharpie, but the Sharpie has actually been a whiteboard marker, and somebody said, how do you make it into a whiteboard marker, Gaffer? So I thought I'd do a quick tutorial. You need to buy yourself a whiteboard marker. Now, I found a good one. This is a Paper Mate whiteboard marker, and you need to make sure that the tip is kind of the same as the Sharpie, the same sort of size. So you're going to get one of these. Now the thing with the Paper Mate is the pen does not come apart. So I've used a sharp box cutter knife and I've scored off the bottom and I've broken the tip off the bottom because you're going to need that ink cartridge. Put that aside for a minute. Now Sharpies, they do come apart at this point of the pen here. But when I've done it in the past, basically you need to put a lot of pressure. You're going to bend it like this. But I've found more times than not, the actual Sharpie, the casing will crack. Once it cracks, you want it to be perfect. So I thought, how can I get into that? So I thought, if I put the end of the Sharpie in a cup of boiling water for a good 10 minutes, it might soften up the plastic, and it seemed to work. So I boiled the kettle, I put the Sharpie up to about this point in some boiling water, and it softened the plastic up enough that I was able to do this and prise it apart, because they are quite tough. Now I'm just going to get a bit more paper towel, because the one thing about the Sharpie, it is a permanent marker and they are a right dirty pain. So you're going to split the packaging, you're going to pull out the ink cartridge. I'm going to get that chucked in the bin straight away. Get rid of that ink cartridge straight away. You do not want that anywhere. I'm going to take the nib out, so I'm just going to use a sharp knife. I'm going to put this on a hard surface. It doesn't matter if I get any stuff on it, like this will do. Hard surface, and I'm going to pull out that nib. Could do with some little pliers really. If you've got some pliers, pull out that nib. So you've got this, the casing, the lid we'll put aside. I'm going to get rid of that straight away in the bin as well. We do not want that anywhere. Get rid of that. You do not want any of this Sharpie ink anywhere. The whiteboard marker is not so bad, is it? So I've opened it up. I'm going to get the cartridge out. Now this stuff, doesn't matter if you get it on your hands so much. I'm going to place that into there. Now, is that going to be too tall? Probably not. So now I'm going to pull out the actual end of the pen. Do this as gently as possible. I do not want to damage it. There we go. Right, we'll get rid of that. Now all I'm going to do is place that in the end of the Sharpie end. Push it down a bit more. There we go. Now place that, hopefully that cartridge, will that cartridge be a bit too long? That cartridge might be a bit too long. So I'm going to have to cut that off a little bit. Now you don't want to cut too much off because you still want the cartridge to be nestled in there. So that's going to go to there. That cartridge needs to be cut a little bit, not a lot. So can I cut it with this? Tell you what, I'm going to use some scissors for that. Get some scissors. I'm not going to use these. The wife bought these yesterday. Better not use them. We use some old scissors. So I'm literally going to cut a tiny bit off there. Like I say, this is the whiteboard marker. So if you get that on anything, it is not so crucial. Now that should probably work. Now all you're going to do is push that back into your Sharpie. Push it all the way down. It is quite tough. There we go. Put the lid on. And there you have it. voila, a whiteboard marking Sharpie. Right, let's get rid of all this. We'll get rid of this paper towel. Don't want to get any on my card mat because this is the only card mat I've got. And now we'll test it out on some cellophane. So let's just write GA, Gaft Academy. So we just let that ink dry for a little minute. What you find with whiteboard markers is once you've written something with it, you want to give it a little while for the ink to dry. If you try and wipe it off straight away, it's still damp and it doesn't really smudge, but it gets all over your fingers. So we've written GA on here, and now we can wipe it all away. So that is a whiteboard erasable Sharpie. Note, I've got a lot of Sharpies in my house, and my daughter posts a lot of stuff on Vinted and other sites, and a couple of times she's used one of Dad's magic Sharpies, and what's happened, the address has been rubbed away in the package, in the postage, so it never arrived, so I had to reimburse her. God damn it. So there you go, how simple was that? A Sharpie is going to cost you a couple of quid. I think that Papermate pen was a pack of 4. I didn't want 4, I had to buy them because that's all I could find, and it was £4 for 4 different colours, so it's £1. But that is a good make. Let me just get it back out for you, just so you can see. I've tried, just give me 2 seconds. I have purchased a lot of Sharpies in the past, whiteboard markers. This is a Bic. The tip, not really the right size. This is a Bic, that's another Bic, different style. Once again, the tip isn't the right kind of size. The one I found is perfect is the Papermate, and it just looks like this. It's a Papermate whiteboard marker, and all the gubbins fits perfectly inside this. So there you go, guys, little quick video, not that quick, but I've got a trick I'm going to show. I've showed it a few times, but you do need a whiteboard marker. And another little note to self, when you're doing any coin to impossible location, like coin to the lightning box or the nest of wallets, don't get your spectator to sign it with the wrong bloody Sharpie. I've done that at a friend's house, and his bloody signature had been wiped off in the process of putting it wherever it needed to be. So that's not the same coin. It is a bloody same coin. I just use a wrong bloody Sharpie. So what I do, I get a sharp knife. I will just put a little score down the bottom. I put a little score round the top of the lid, the bottom of the lid. So I can feel, whenever I pick a Sharpie up now, if I can feel those little ridges, I know not to use it unless it's for magic. So enjoy. Cheers.